Welcome to the Simplify Your Life podcast. It's Coach Simona, and I'm glad you decided to tune in. Hey everyone! In today's podcast episode, we're going to answer the question, why do I feel guilty when I relax? And I will share with you my 9-step framework on how to stop feeling guilty when you're not working. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Simona, certified life coach and author of the book 111 Ways to Simplify Your Life. I make weekly podcast episodes on personal development, so if that's something that you're interested in, make sure to subscribe. Now, before we get into my 9 tips on how to stop feeling guilty when you're not working, I'm going to answer the question, why do I feel guilty when I relax? And I'm going to share with you my personal story. As a classic type A personality, my number one response to the question, how are you, would be busy. And I'm not talking about being busy for the sake of saying that, but actually being extremely productive and overworking myself to the point of burning out. For years, I saw relaxing as a complete waste of my time, and I preferred to be doing something instead. After all, I had these big goals and dreams, right? And that was my excuse to keep working, no matter how much my body needed rest. Fast forward to today, 3 burnouts later, and lots of sleepless nights, I learned my lesson. I also started studying the phenomenon of not letting myself relax, and I want to share with you what worked for me. First, like many of you, I asked myself the question, why do I feel guilty when I relax? And funnily enough, the answer has been staring at me the whole time. Because growing up, I thought that I had to be the best at everything, always be number one. Otherwise, I was nothing. Being productive and achieving things meant that I mattered. What I learned many years later was that I mattered no matter what. But we'll get back to that in a second. Now, I want you to answer this question for yourself. Why do I feel guilty when I relax? To help you with that, I'm going to give you some journaling questions that will help you dig deeper and find the true reason for feeling guilty when you're not working. Question number 1. What does relaxing mean to me? 2. Can I think of a situation growing up when I felt guilty for not doing anything? What happened? Who was there? What did they say or do? 3. What does always doing give me? And what does it take away from me? 4. What will happen if I don't work as much? 5. What is the worst thing that can happen if I relax more? These questions will help you get to the root cause for feeling guilty when you're trying to relax. You'll probably be reminded of a familiar parental voice growing up, or maybe a teacher or a caregiver. Maybe you had to work hard to deserve love, attention, or affection. The main purpose of this exercise is to help you find the limiting belief that's holding you back from taking a break. This limiting belief may sound something like, if I allow myself to relax, I'm a lazy person. Or if I don't work hard, I won't achieve anything in life. I'm a failure. My worth depends on my success. After spending some time reflecting on these 5 questions and discovering what your limiting beliefs are, let's move on to my first tip on how to stop feeling guilty when you're not working. My first tip is to stop identifying with your achievements. We are starting off strong here. This is not going to be an easy thing to hear, and it's going to take some time and work on your part. But since you're listening to this podcast episode, I already know that work doesn't scare you. So let's see what we can do to help you stop measuring your worth based on your achievements. The first step you can take is to become aware of your thoughts. Every day you have thousands of thoughts, and most of them are absolutely the same thoughts you had the day before. If you're feeling guilty when you relax, that means that there is a narrative that's going through your head that makes you feel this way. Maybe you have thoughts like, I have to get this done. I can't relax now. I have too much work to do, etc. Pay attention to these thoughts, the thoughts that you think right before you feel guilty, anxious, or overwhelmed. I've made a free cheat sheet that will help you track these thoughts. So if you want to download it, just click the first link in the description box below or visit bit.ly/thoughtrecord2. The next step you can take to stop identifying with your achievements is to realize that your worth is inherent. No amount of achievements, praise, money, or fame is going to make you feel more significant, loved, or good enough. Self-confidence comes from the inside out. Your work may be important, but you're important even without it. You don't need to prove your worth to anyone. Your worth is inherent. You're enough as you are just because you're born. Remind yourself of that anytime you feel like questioning your self-worth. And the third step you can take to stop identifying with your achievements is to ask yourself the question, who am I? Are you the person who's relaxing? Or are you the voice that says you shouldn't be relaxing? Or maybe both? I want you to spend some time reflecting on this question. You're not the money that you make, or the awards that you have on your wall. You're not the material possessions you have. You're not even your thoughts. So who are you, really? Dig deeper. Alright, this first tip was a bit intense, I'm not gonna lie, but I want you to tackle the big mindset problem first, before we get into the fun, practical stuff. Now let's get into my second tip on how to stop feeling guilty when you're not working. Remove the word should from your dictionary. If you're shooting all over yourself every day, that is definitely a bulletproof way to feel guilty. So let's go down memory lane again for a second. Think of a situation when someone told you that you should do something. For example, you should study more. Remember that feeling of obligation and dread? That is what you're doing to yourself unknowingly every single day. You feel like you should be working when you're relaxing, so you can't fully relax, which automatically makes you feel guilty, and the cycle repeats itself. So let's remove the word should from your dictionary. Next time you think of something that you should be doing, why not say choose to? You always have a choice. You're not a victim. You're a healthy, grown-up human being. You can choose to work or choose to relax. And when you choose to relax, that is an absolutely valid and healthy choice. So stick to it. The next tip I have for you on how to stop feeling guilty when you're relaxing is to schedule relaxation time. If you're always on the go doing things, maybe you have no time to rest, and the little time you have to relax feels like a time crunch. So let's approach relaxation time in a different way. I want you to schedule your day around fun, leisure activities, not work. Let's say you're going to work from 9 to 5 today, but you want to also work on your side hustle for 2 hours after work. So pick a time when you'll stop working, no matter what, and plan something fun to do with your relaxation time. For example, you can schedule in your calendar something like no work after 9 p.m., or reading a book, or anything else that you consider relaxing. Why is scheduling your relaxation time so much more important than actually scheduling your work? Because when you're always working, there won't be any time left for relaxation. And that will lead to procrastination, since your brain will naturally turn off and feel distracted during the workday. And then the cycle will repeat itself. If you get easily distracted, make sure to listen to episode 133 after this one. I will leave a link below. My next tip to stop feeling guilty when you're not working is to realize that guilt is a waste of your time. You think that relaxation is a waste of your time, right? Well, feeling guilty is an even bigger waste of your time. It is an absolutely fruitless emotion, it is unnecessary, and it won't get you anywhere. There are some negative emotions that can be constructive if you use them to your advantage, such as sadness, which will give you emotional release and will help you process difficult experiences. And anger, which can fuel you to take action and set healthy boundaries. But guilt, it is just a construct of your mind. It is your mind talking to itself and believing a story that is simply not true. So by understanding that, it will be much easier for you to stop feeling guilty next time you relax. You can even say to yourself something like, if I'm going to relax, I will feel good about it, and reframe the way you approach relaxation time. After all, if you keep pushing yourself too hard, that will inevitably lead to burnout. And I don't want that to happen to you. Like I mentioned in the beginning of this episode, I'm no stranger to burnout, and I have learned a lot after my last one. So if you haven't watched my video on burnout recovery, I highly recommend you do so after this one. Just click the link in the description box below or visit youtube.com/Coach Simona. Tip number 5 on not feeling guilty when relaxing is to be productive while you're working. That may seem counterintuitive at first, but it's not. When you're working, you may be distracting yourself with all these shiny objects, simply because you don't give yourself enough time to relax and recharge. So let's flip the narrative on this one. Next time you're working, try not to multitask. Do one thing at a time and slow down. Productivity doesn't come from doing 100 things at once and being proud of it. It comes from putting all of your focus and attention on one thing and doing it right. So be productive while you're working so that you can feel guilt-free when it comes time to relax and recharge your batteries. Which actually leads me to the next tip. Set healthy boundaries with your work. Since you're working all the time, I assume that you haven't established a healthy work-life balance. So how can you change that? Well, I've already mentioned that not working past a certain time in the day will help you set healthy boundaries with work. What you can also do is make sure to schedule time to take better care of yourself and time to communicate with others. When we're doing too much, we may forget about other things that are important to us. Having some quality me time and spending a few hours per week enjoying the company of your loved ones is essential for being a healthy, balanced human being. So make sure to pay attention to yourself and the people important in your life. After all, work won't leave you, but it also won't love you back. Take a second to reflect on that. My next tip is to sit with the discomfort. Next time you're relaxing and you find yourself going down that negative spiral again, I want you to try out the mindfulness exercise that I'm about to share with you. If you're not familiar with the concept of mindfulness, it's all about perceiving yourself and your surroundings objectively and non-judgmentally. So here's what I want you to do next time you feel that discomfort or overwhelm popping up. I want you to sit down in silence for a few minutes. Take a few deep breaths and notice what's happening inside your mind. Pay attention to your thoughts without judging them. See them as clouds in the sky, coming and going. Then I want you to pay attention to the sensations in your body. Are your hands trembling? Is your chest tight? Or maybe you feel tingling in your feet. I want you to stay with that, without judging it, without analyzing it, simply observing. The more you practice this exercise, the easier it will become to endure the anxiety and overwhelm when they arise. If you're often struggling with your mind racing in all directions, watch my video on how to deal with anxious thoughts. I will leave a link below. Tip number 8 is to stop filling your plate so much. When you have a lot on your plate and you see the future you as this superhero who's going to be able to do all the things, you expect so much from yourself that you will inevitably disappoint yourself and feel guilty when you're too tired to work. So stop filling your plate up to the top. Delegate some tasks, or only do the most important things on your to-do list and ditch the rest. Hustle culture is overrated, and frankly, it's not healthy. Aim for slow and steady growth over perfectionism and grinding it out. Even if you can't relax as much as you need, at least slow down a bit. Pay attention to your movements. Be mindful of the present moment. And remember that relaxation is for the mind as sleep is for the body. If you don't let your mind ramble from time to time while doing absolutely nothing, you're going to overwhelm yourself, and that will ruin your productivity as well. Which actually leads me to my next tip on how to stop feeling guilty when you're not working. Give yourself permission to relax. That's right, no one else is gonna do that for you. You're the only one who can take responsibility for how much time you spend working and how much time you spend relaxing. Even if you have a 9-to-5 job, it's still up to you what you do with that time. You can work hard and still find time to have a break and recharge your batteries. Feeling guilty means that you have done something wrong, but you haven't. Relaxation is necessary for your health and well-being. And here's a bonus tip. If nothing else works, remember that taking time off and recharging your batteries will help you feel refreshed and even more productive. So if you're a type A personality and you're always doing, at least this tip will appeal to you. If you want to boost your productivity and achieve even more in the future, you will have to take a break now. When you're not giving yourself permission to take proper care of yourself, you're depleting yourself from having fun, resting, and nourishing yourself. After all, you're a human being, not a human doing. I'm actually working on something very exciting that will help you learn how to love, care for, and prioritize yourself above anything else. After years of trial and error, I have come up with a system to help you go from depleted, anxious, and overwhelmed to confident, happy, and free. So stay tuned for that. Thank you so much for listening. If you found this episode helpful, please like it. And subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss out on my weekly podcast episodes. I'm sending you all my love, and I'll talk to you in the next one.